I thought you were going to stand me up.
I was trying to feed my dogs.
Well, you're the one that told me the time.
It's 2 minutes.
Yes.
All right, here we go. The Lunsby Show with TuBaur.
And Chick Fruit.
God bless. Holy cheer, just get it right one time.
What do you want from me?
40 years they've been trying. You couldn't fire somebody if they were horrible, doing a terrible job for the veterans. And now you can say you're fired.
Okay. No one listens to radio.
And now for a quick disclaimer. The Lunsby Show with TuBaur
And Chick Fruit.
is brought to you by nobody. We have no sponsors.
The show is still rated G.
For Gloria.
Rupert did not want to give his bowl up
Why would he have to give his bowl up?
because otherwise they will guard the bowls after dinner and then there will be a scuffle. So pick the bowl up.
Interesting.
And he didn't want to relinquish the bowl.
We'll get back into more bowl talk in a second, but let me tell you about your 2 minutes, okay? Your 2 minutes directly cut into my nap time, okay? It is a Sunday. It is snowing. It is cold. It is nap weather.
Says the man whose setup is so complicated, it normally takes us 15 minutes for me to be able to hear you. Those extra 2 minutes obviously gave you an opportunity to get your sound up and running correctly.
It was just one button. I have been ready to, it has all come down to this one button, and I have to have the one button off when I do the supplemental, and I have to have it on when we do the Lunsby Show. Oh, speaking of which, hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thanks for stumbling across us. This is the Lunsby Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. That's my friend Chick Brew. She lives in southern Spain. I'm T-Bone. I live in central Pennsylvania. We get together once a week and we talk about things. You can listen to us anywhere fine podcasts are sold. We are FCC compliant, so you'll hear a lot of things that may brush up against lines, but you won't hear anything going over the lines. If we should slip up, there's a beagle that will cover up all of our slip ups. So you're cutting into my nap time, but we were going to go back to talking about bowls. So I did not know because Zeus lives by himself. So he has no need to guard his bowl and scuffle with another. But when his girlfriend's in town, when Rosa is staying with us, they eat their food at the same time. Literally, you put the food down, they both eat the food is gone, and there is no need to guard the bowl.
Yeah, Rupert will lick the bowl for the rest of his life.
I apologize. That is not what they do. I just had to remember. It is adorable. Here's what they do when Rosa and Zeus are together. Now, these are lifelong dog friends. And when they're babysat by us or their family, this is what they do when it's feeding time. You put the two bowls down. They will both eat half of their bowl and switch. It is absolutely adorable. It is so caring that, like, oh yeah, it's what my wife does to me in every restaurant. You get this, and I'll get half, and you can have half of mine. And I get it. She loves me. I understand. But you know what? Maybe I didn't want that. Maybe I am an adult and wants to order my own food. Nope, that's not how it works. Not when you're married to the love of your life. I had a very interesting time yesterday, and I got to talk up my wife quite a bit because I was surrounded by women folk. You understand? Oh, I was the main meat. I was the center of all attention. Everyone was looking at me, and I was surrounded by all these women folk, and I just wanted to continue to impress upon the fact that I married my best friend, and she's amazing, and I love her. You know, not because they were giving off any vibes, but I feel like if you're surrounded by women and you're a dude, you should probably talk up your significant other. And that's what I did, and I felt good doing it.
It's never bad to let everyone know that they messed up because you got there first.
I would disagree. I would disagree that it's not, that it can, there is a time when talking up your spouse can be detrimental. And I've seen it over the years where somebody was bragging about how awesome their wife was to somebody that didn't have one, and then later ended up with that man's wife.
Oh.
Yeah, don't do that. There are rules in society of things you shouldn't do. The time and place where you promote your significant other should be very limited to for a reason. Another thing, I was supposed to be somewhere yesterday at 11:30. I am habitually early to everything. 15 minutes early is on time. And if I'm not within that 15-minute window, I get really, really angry at myself. But there are a couple exceptions to that rule. I am never the first person to enter someone's house. So
Oh yeah, I don't like the first to arrive.
yeah, you tell me to be someplace at 11:30. I'm there at 11:15, and the only car in your parking lot is yours. I'm taking a lap. I'm gonna pretend like I can't find the place. I'm gonna park up the street until somebody else crosses the threshold first. And add on to that rule, if it is a female, I don't go until another female shows up, because 2 dudes in the house has the potential for disaster. But you bring a dude and a woman into the house of a woman's house, and then it's okay. Those are acceptable times to be late if you were asking me about acceptable times of being late. So resource guarding covered, promptness covered. Oh, why was I at this house at 11:30, you ask? To film a movie.
It's a weird time.
That was the first table read. Was we were having coffee and we were doing the table reads, and it was a very lengthy day. I kind of forgot how long it takes to make movies. There was a lot of really cool shots, and I'm excited to see the final product of award-winning independent film producer Hal Kramer's concoction. And I during the table read, I had suggestions for some things, and he accepted those suggestions. But if it's on paper, it's pretty much what you wanted to do. As to our conversation last week, like should I punch up the script? Very, very little punching up was done, but some adjustments were made, and laughs were had by all, and it was a great time. And
I saw the pictures.
I don't know if you'll ever find yourself in the sweetest place on earth, but if you ever find yourself in Hershey, Pennsylvania, the Inglewood Diner. OMG. I had the Cubano. We filmed a scene there, but, as part of filming a scene there, you sit there and eat. I mean, you don't just, hey, you mind if we take over your place? And then, you sit down and eat. I got the Cubano, and I can't tell you if I've ever had a better one. And I've had Cubanos made by Cubanos in the Floridas, of the Miamis and the Jacksonvilles and the in-betweens. I've had a lot of Cubanos over the years. I think this was the best one I've ever had. It was fantastic. It comes with nothing. No chips, no fries, no accoutrements. You get a sandwich that is delightful. And there was no guilt involved, because I really hadn't eaten anything all day. And when I stepped on the scale this morning, I am still underneath what I want to be underneath. I want to be more underneath, but currently being less than 300 pounds makes me excited every day.
Good.
You were a little late on the good.
Well, I was doing math in my head. We all know math's not my best.
Yes, well, once upon a time.
Also, it's hard when you're just doing it.
Yes.
And I'm like mentally and emotionally, it is taxing, and I am proud of you.
There's someone else I know that's out there losing weight right now, Corey Miller, Mad Dog Productions, very funny guy, comedian, also solar panel salesman. It's always funny. It's always funny when you go to the comedy club and someone's trying to sell you solar panels. But
sell away. I want some.
I will. You want some solar panels?
Yeah.
Maybe he'd be willing to make the trip. But you got terracotta tiles. You don't want to install something in terracotta tiles. That's going to be bad.
I already got some solar panels there for the water.
Yes, that was an invention I really enjoyed in Spain. They have a single solar panel connected to your water heater, your exterior water on your roof, and the sun and the solars work together to heat your waters before it comes into the house. We had a very similar setup to like that in the desert. On top of the water closets, there would be exposed water tanks, and all the lumens, all the sunlight would come in, and it would warm that water up real nice. So much so that in the summertime, you could not take a cold shower. There was no such thing. Exactly. Yeah. Every shower was scalding.
You would just be like, run in the water looking for cold. It was never going to happen.
I bring up Corey because he wants to be on the show. And maybe we will. But in the interim, before we get you on the show, I will make a really nice commercial for your solar panel company, and we will promote your solar panel company. But that's going to require money. Yes. If you want to be a sponsor on the show, you give me a number and we'll work out the details. I will make you a good commercial, a quality commercial, kind of like this one. Get
get your laugh on and save a life. The Harrisburg Comedy Zone, in partnership with the Central Pennsylvania Blood Bank, offer 2 free passes for every single pint of blood donated. Quick clarification, it must be your blood. 1 pint, 2 free passes. That's almost the junkie rate for a plasma donation. Did you know a single pint of blood can save as many as 3 lives? Did you know the Harrisburg Comedy Zone features amazing talent from all over the country every single weekend? Did you also know that blood expires and the Central Pennsylvania Blood Bank is in regular need of donations? For more information on how you could save a life and have a laugh, visit cpbb.org and harrisburgcomedyzone.com. That's one word, harrisburgcomedyzone.com.
The thing for me is I have to remember when I edit the show. Very first thing I do, I click the thing, trim the silences, right? So it'll go through and it'll take out 6 minutes of the show because of the time delay between me and you. Sometimes there's a long delay before you respond, and it just eats all of those up. But it also eats up the intentional delay between the heartbeats at the beginning of that ad. So we need to talk about you. Yeah, you left us with a cliffhanger last week. You said, "Did I tell you about me getting rear-ended?" And of course, we want to hear about you getting rear-ended. Tell us what happened.
So I was, all right, outside the Puerto gate, there's parking spaces.
Yes.
Right? So my friend was parked in one of those parking spaces, and I was dropping her off because she needed to get a new base pass.
Got it.
New base pass in hand, ready to go. And as she's getting out, I ask her a question. The guy behind me who had pulled up and had parked, I thought he had parked his car. I don't think in the aftermath that he had actually parked his car. I look at her, and out of the corner of my eye, I see the van, it's like a work truck, coming up pretty quick. It was rolling forward. The man is in the driver's seat. Eyes are closed.
Eyes are closed, or he's looking down?
I think his eyes were closed.
You think he took a siesta while driving?
I think he did not put his e-brake on.
Oh.
You know how people pull up there to wait for their escort?
Yeah, they wait for all kinds of things. Yes, yeah.
Right? I think he was waiting.
And he kept on waiting.
Yep. And I think that he didn't put his e-brake on. I think he just had his foot on the brake, and I think he kind of dozed off.
Oh, no.
So it wasn't a hard boom, but it was enough.
Just a little tickle.
And then when we got out, he seemed very convinced that I had reversed into him.
Uh-huh.
Which I had. And I said, absolutely not. No. I was like, my car doesn't roll. It doesn't move like that. And then I downloaded the video that my car automatically takes.
Exactly.
And I was like, this is you hitting my car. And he was like,
did the words "lo siento" even ever escape his lips? Of course not. Of course not.
But I got my car back. It looks beautiful. Fresh butt paint.
Are we just talking cosmetics? There's a little cosmetic damage. There was no...
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. The only thing is that it was raining so much.
Yes.
That the rain was causing the paint to bubble on the back because of where the impact was. It made a crease. Mm-hmm. So it was the paint was coming off.
Well, I see the sun is shining through today.
Oh, it's gorgeous today.
I miss my gorgeous weather. I miss long walks on the long beaches. If you don't know, if you have never looked it up on the map, Rowe to Spain is located right there down on the southern coast, about an hour and a half north of Gibraltar as the car drives, not as the crow flies. But it is a wonderful coastal community with long stretches of beach. And its sister city, more appropriately where Chickborough is Puerto de Santa Maria. And it also has some really nice beaches, but not like Rota beaches. Rota beaches are long and continuous, whereas the Puerto beaches are, here's one over here. And if you go over there, there's another one. And there's a whole bunch of different landscapes in between, like the mud flats.
I like the mud flats.
I go back to thinking about the mud flats, and we had some dangerous times there. I had to drag my buddy Jose out. He was knee deep in the mud flats, and you could struggle all you want, but once that sucking sound has occurred, it got you. You got to get flat, and you got any help you could get to get dragged out, and you know what? Them shoes, they gone. You are not getting them back. I am on the precipice of a major disaster in my house.
Uh-oh. You better unprecipice.
I I went to get water for today's show. And when I looked at my wine rack, or one of my wine racks, one of them, something was amiss. Something wasn't right. And as I tried to discover what it was that was right, it is failing. It's been with me a very long time, and it's held wine all of this time, and it's only moved with me, here. It moved here with me. But something in the wood or something in the structure isn't right, so the bottles have fallen down on themselves. And the only way I noticed it was there was 1, 2, 2.5, 3. Wait a second. What is that bottle doing in between those 2 bottles? And then I could see where the other ones have fallen down. So I've already started to take all of the available space that I have in the other wine racks and put the bottles in there. But if this thing collapses before I can replace it, that's going to be a very costly disaster. When we get done here, I'm just gonna go take all the bottles out, take the rack itself out, and see if it can be repaired. But if not, I'm just gonna order a new one, a more sturdy one, because that's you can have 100 bottles piled up on top of each other. If that goes, even if the wine was only $1 a piece, that's $100. But this wine is not $100, got $1 a piece. That's some expensive bottles of wine in there. I think about my little wine cellar, and I like it. It suits my needs. It stores wine that I may or may not drink or gift. Our friend Trina, I don't know if you remember Trina, she was there with us in Spain. She got her house in the States, and she herself built an amazing wine cellar. It is classy. It looks like a place where you should sit in a nice, comfy leather chair and smoke cigars. It looks.
Oh, it's a destination.
It is as bougie can be. It's the best wine cellar I've ever seen. And I'm thinking about you, Trina. You can bring your butt up here and do it for me. I'll take your help now. But my friend Brandon recently got his wine cellar done, but he did it the easy way. He paid someone else to do it, and it also looks amazing. He did it underneath his stairs.
Wine cellar envy?
I think I am. He did it underneath his exposed stairs and used like tempered glass to separate it from, and it looks really good. Not as good as Trina's. As far as wine cellars I've seen in America from normal people, not crazy rich people, I'm sure they got better ones, but normal people like us, Trina's is by far the best. So Trina can come up here and work on my wood. Howie can come up here and work on my wood. I know people who do things. I can't remember who it is right now, but he is also a woodworking person, a friend of mine, a fellow chief, a brother, a retiree. And he called me one day and said, "Hey, I left this thing in my car at the airport. Can you go get it for me?" And I did. I went to the airport and I got it for him under the understanding that there would be follow-on directions on how I get it to him. Either he would be coming back to the air, whatever it was. And I've had these specialized chiseled pieces for years now. I wish I had a knowledge that required the use of them so they weren't just sitting here collecting dust. But they have sat here protected, collecting dust for over the years. Maybe he just didn't want the rental car company to get it. And there's no doubt in my mind he has since replaced this product because he does this stuff all the time. He's replaced it. I'm sure of it. So now I guess I own it? I don't know.
You better learn how to chisel.
I like to whittle. We put out a question of the week from last week, but we didn't get any responses, and that's okay. But you know who did give us something?
TuBaur?
TuBaur did give us something.
And now it's TuBaur's 2-minute drill.
Hey everyone, it's your girl TuBaur, and I'm here for not my 2-minute drill, but I'm going to start calling it guest appearances because although I'm supposed to be doing 2-minute drills every week, my life is chaotic and I have not had time to do so. And I'm hoping that everyone can hear me loud and clear on this because I have been rumored that the last 2 times I've left some 2-minute tidbits for you guys, I sounded like I was whispering. And the funny part is I was talking about books and they were smut books. So T-Bone said it sounded like I was using my alluring voice to seduce everyone into reading and listening about my bookmarks. Well, guess what? I'm on book 4, ladies and gentlemen, and book 1, 2, and 3 have proven to be pure smut books. This book series my mother bought me is a little woo, but I gotta admit, it's funny stuff too. When you read the detail and then you read the comedy that's in it, these are pretty good books. If you want to read some of them, let me know. I've got 12 and I'm on book 4, so you can start reading book 1, 2, and 3. I'm willing to share. And let's jump to another subject. I am going to be live. Yes, you guys can meet me. I am talking the Harrisburg Comedy Zone to see Big J, a comedian, a true comedian. But it's like you're going to meet two famous people in one. You're going to watch Big J, the comedian, do crowd work, and then you're going to see TuBaur sitting in the VIP section with her family. You have the opportunity to meet me live and to see the true beauty that I am. For those who are interested, we're going to be there July 10th at the 8:45 p.m. show. So come join us and watch it. I have not been invited to sit with T-Bone at his table at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone, but I'm sure if he invited me, I could come make an appearance for other people to come down and meet me in person. I'm willing to do it. And in addition to all that excitement, I'm also in the process of buying a third home. Yes, I'm getting ready to head over to Tool's house with some tools. We are doing some additions to his house, and we did a trip down to Southern North Carolina where we found some beautiful beaches and some homes that we are interested in putting an offer in. So hopefully this time in a couple of months, hopefully by May 31st so I can enjoy the beach weather, we will have a beach house added to our list. I am so excited. I'm a beach baby, not a valley girl, a beach baby. So I can't wait to give you tidbits from the beach and all the fun comedy that's going on in my life. I hope to catch you guys soon. T-Bone, Chick Brew, I miss you guys. We should do a threesome. That's on the podcast, that is, not the other way around.
I did talk to her about her ASMR voice. I did not say she sounded sultry or seductive. I said she sounded creepy. And she didn't understand what I meant when I said she was sounding creepy, but now we know. And this was a little bit more lively. Good job. The funny thing is, she has no idea who Big J is. Tool wants to go see Big J, and she's going along with him, and he's bringing some friends along, and she's being dragged along and trying to make it about her. Is there any surprise that Look at Me, TuBaurs is inviting people to look at her when she goes to see someone, as she says, do crowd work?
Are you just mad that she didn't invite you to sit at her table?
I have my own table. Okay? I don't sit with commoners. I don't sit with paying people, okay? I sit at table 42, stand up, because that's where I need to sit, because my knees don't bend so well. She's going to go see Big J Okerson, one of many, many big names we've got coming here to the Harrisburg Comedy Zone over the next couple of months. We had Cheryl Underwood here this weekend. She sold out 5 shows, which is quite a few. And you know how I complain about having to do the supplemental and then turning around and doing this show, how my voice is at its peak, at its finest, at its end, pinnacle of my capabilities, my durations. Well, yeah, I couldn't imagine doing 5 shows. That's crazy.
She make you feel like little.
No, she doesn't. I don't know if I could ever train myself to speak in a more normal volume. Because you know me, and you've known me for years and years and years. I am not yelling at you. I just speak loudly. I project, and I speak loudly, and I'm not yelling, but this is how I actually talk. The funny part is the audience has never realized it, because at the end of the recording, number 1, I get rid of all the silences. Number 2, I auto-gain our episode completely, so that your levels and my levels, wherever they may be on the spectrum, they come to an agreed-upon center point.
Harmonize.
Yes. Synchronicity, yes. They synchronize very well. So, and I hate when other podcasts do that or forget to do that. You have to do that because there's no reason why I should be working the volume knob listening to your show. I shouldn't have to turn up for one person and down for the other. You should know what you're doing if you call yourself a podcaster. I got to hang out with Kathy yesterday, who is a voiceover actress. And she's also an actress. She played my daughter, and she did an amazing job. And she is going to later voice over as my wife. She was telling me about the talent that she works with, some of which is not very talented. And I told her I am also a member of the voiceover community. I've just never been able to make money doing it. And you know people who are in this biz as well, who've actually not only made money doing it, but have made a name for themselves in doing it.
Yeah, I know a few people who do. Well, one guy, he is his main gig is the lead singer for the Casualties. He back in the day. He also did a lot of voice work for like obscure anime. So that was always really fun when he would come to work and tell us about the weird anime voices that he had been doing earlier in the week.
I could do that. I have range, okay? It's not just angry white guy shouting all the time voice. I've got normal voice and sultry and seductive and ASMR and with a lisp and with accents, and I can do a variety of things. The Google Maps commercial I did years ago for one of the kids there at AFN, Pasquale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Pasquale cut a Google Maps commercial and asked me to do the voiceover for it. And not only did I drop it a couple of levels, really played up the enunciation on that one. That's a good one. I got to share that one again. Speaking of shared things, crazy African knife woman.
Oh, yeah. Every time I watch her, I'm like, you're gonna cut off the whole at the wrist. She's just like.
There is a content creator out there, a beautiful, large black woman. And when I say large, in the muscular sense, she is a large, shapely, muscular woman.
She will beat you up. She's very strong.
Who cooks food, and she chops the vegetables, and she does a lot of knife work in her hand while looking at the camera. She does a lot of no-look knife work, and it is terrifying to watch. The first one I'm watching, I'm like, oh no! I didn't know she was an actual cook. I just thought we were just going to watch someone cut their hand off, because it's a big old knife. And she's staring at the camera, and she's just working on this yucca or whatever it was. She's just working it with a big, sharp knife and not looking at what she's doing. And I thought this was a snuff cook version, a snuffy chef version. I thought this was a snuff. I thought she was going to hurt herself, but she doesn't. She gets through the process, and she makes some amazing food. And now I see her videos, and now I know she's not going to cut her hand off. But at the same time, I am flinching with every swing of the knife. I can't.
It doesn't matter how many videos of her I see, and I know that she knows what she's doing at this point, right? It's been a while that I've followed her, and then it never fails. It comes up in my feed. I'm like,
it is so cringeworthy. And I think I posted on one of her videos, this is the most terrifying thing I've ever watched, because I flinch with every sling of the blade. It is scary as can be. That is something that is out there. And if you want to see crazy African knife chef woman, what?
When she's cutting the yucca to make the fufu, like, that's such a hard root to cut.
Not to her, because she's got giant muscles, and she's just slinging a blade into her hand, not looking.
Like, in my head, like, just to peel it takes so much time for me, because it's such a, like, fibrous and, like, tough root. And she's just like, oh my god.
She is something to behold, that's for sure. And her hair, wow, that is hair like you don't see very often. She's got the Sideshow Bob hairstyle on for a lot of her videos. But when she takes that giant mass of hair atop her head and straightens it out, very, very attractive woman, no doubt about that. And she's muscular in a feminine kind of way, and she's just terrifying with the knife. And it's and again, I agree. I agree with myself when I say it is the scariest thing I've ever watched. Because any minute now, you have worked with knives. I have worked with knives. We have both had accidents. Accidents happen. And when you're slinging a knife at your hand that way, man,
it's too inviting.
It's going to happen. She's going to have an accident.
I got stitches in my arm.
My goodness. Why do you wait until we're 33 minutes in to tell me about stitches in your arm? Last time you got stitches, you bled all over the place. How are the dogs behaving this time?
So I was a little bit, now that I know. Right, so last time, I bled all over the place, and then I tore some of the stitching. But this time, I immediately took the rest of the day off, so I didn't have as many opportunities for bleeding freely around the house. Yeah. It seems to be going much better this time.
Well, we haven't got to the genesis here. We need, you can't just end the story with everything's okay now. We need to know what the heck happened.
As I told someone earlier this week,
the manager stabbed me.
I'm sure the manager does want to stab me often. They were under the impression that I had an addition in the shoulder. I said, no, I'm not at the addition stage in life. I'm at the removal stage in life. So we haven't had to start adding new joints, but we are at the stage of life where we are removing lumps.
A lumpectomy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just a little. It was super gross. Of course, I was like, can I see it? This time though, did they let you keep it? I had this time had just come from Greenside. She was like, never worked in dermatology before. Super excited. I was like, okay, cool. Like, blood, guts, and body. She's like, no, not at all. I was like, fantastic. As soon as he cuts in my arm, she goes, oh, that's cool. I was like, do I want to see? I didn't look.
I do not want to be the guinea pig. I do not want to be the guinea pig.
Well, the doctor was doing everything. She was literally just there.
All right. I could
handing him the next thing, cutting the string, But yeah, it was. And then afterwards, I was like, I would like to see what you took out of my arm. And he showed me, and you know what it looked like?
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what it looked like. I've seen the insides of human bodies many, many times over the years.
It looked like a loogie.
Yep, that's exactly what a lot of the things look like. All like loogie-ish. You don't know. You're just a giant skin-covered loogie.
Turns out that's exactly what it is. All the effort to make the outside look good, and the inside is just actively working against your efforts.
I got to see Miss Renee recently. I see Miss Renee about every 6 months, and she is by far the best phlebotomist I've ever met in my life. She's amazing. She's so good at her job. And then I went in for a stress test on my heart. And I do not recommend this at all. Do not do this. It's a chemical stress test where they put you in the tube and you're all claustrophobed, and then they inject you with a medicine that is basically the beginning of the death sentence of. So when they murder you through chemicals, the state kills you because you committed a crime. They render 3 chemicals into your system, and that first chemical is like the same one that they use to do a stress test. Oh. And they say, don't worry about it. The half-life of this is like 3 minutes, so you'll be fine in just 3 minutes. If you feel weird, just wait a second. But when it first hits your system, you lose your breath. You. I know it's only going to last 3 minutes, but 3 minutes without me breathing, that could be a problem. Yeah, take good care of yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Stop all the bad things that you may be doing to yourself so that you never have to go through any of the stuff that I'm going through, because I lived wild and free for so long without guardrails. I am now paying the price, and you don't want to do this. It's a heavy price to pay. So start eating more vegetables and less bacon.
That's all it takes, folks.
That's what it comes down to. More vegetables, less bacon. Moving on. Every week we go into the book of everything. We try to find a strange, unusual, new fact to share with you. And the challenge that we give you is that you find a way to include this in this week's conversation.
Oh, so while you're perusing, Motorcycle Week was canceled a few weeks ago due to the rain, and it is currently happening.
Oh, okay.
So a little late in the game, but
that's awesome.
Keep hearing. I'm like, what is that sound? Oh, it's motorcycle.
This is a good one. I like this. This fact from the Book of Everything, we challenge you to try and use in your daily conversation this week. And then next week, we'll pull out another fact from the Book of Everything and ask you to try to do the same. This is a fun one because the guy already takes a whole lot of flack. President Richard Nixon. One of my favorite dick pics to send people because he's so recognizable that when you send someone a picture of Richard Nixon, they're like, "Why did you send me a picture of Richard Nixon?" I was like, "That's tricky dick. I sent you a dick pic." And then we all share a laugh. I did that recently, and I'm like, "You're all going to report me to EO. All of you are going to report me to HR because I'm sending dick pics at work, but they're just pictures of people named Richard or Dick. It's for funsies." As I was saying, President Richard Nixon worried about his grades in law school. Richard Nixon broke into the dean's office. If you know anything about Watergate, there's a little bit of irony there. Only to discover that he was the top. He was the top of the class. I gotta tell you, that's a man worried about his grades. What there? Yes.
What was the plan? What was the plan there?
I don't know. This is back in the days of pen and paper to make a one-line correction.
What were we gonna do?
To carry the zero, to add a one. I don't know what his plan was. I just think it's funny that Richard Nixon.
Or even more concerning is most people who are in school or whatever, you may not know exactly what your grade is, but you know, like, I'm okay.
Well, he was worried that he wasn't. So worried that he broke into the dean's office.
The top The guy that's at the top of the class.
He didn't know that the rest of his class was stupid.
And that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. The guy who's at the top of the class.
It's law school, not smarty school. Okay, I know a lot of dumb lawyers.
Good or not, without breaking into the dean's office, and he was the smartest one there.
I know a lot of dumb lawyers. I saw a lawyer in an $1,800 suit get beat by a man in overalls. I will never forget the man in overalls saying, "Your Honor, I object. That there calls for subjugation." I don't remember what the word was. Maybe it was subject. I don't know what the it was a big old $12 word that he said, "Your Honor, I object. That leads to," big 12-letter word that I don't really remember right now, but I will never forget that moment in time. And that lawyer looked at him like he was crazy, and that lawyer lost to the man in bib overalls.
Well, it's not what you wear that is impressive.
If you're wearing a $1,200 suit, you better be good.
Or you just have expensive taste.
I have more stories about that particular attorney that I shall not share now or ever, probably. Yeah, you got any headlines for me?
Yeah.
I gotta find a better way to intro this. I'm like, hey, you know what'd be fun right now?
And now it is time for headlines from around the globe.
You're scratching yourself over there like Ashy Larry, just scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. And now I would say, you got any headlines for me? And you would say, yes, I do. And then I would push this.
Hawaii residents sick of early crowing and aggressive pecking could be allowed to kill wild chickens.
All right, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. I am not prepared at all. She gives these to me straight from the ether. She pulls them from the ether, gives them to me. I am unprepared. My job is to mine that headline for some type of entertainment value. And the headline today deals with wild chickens making chicken noises, pecking and making chicken noises in the beautiful state of Hawaii. Because I guess they don't have natural predators there. I think they got rid of all of the natural predators of the chickens, and the chickens were let loose and they ran wild and they propagated and they made a whole bunch of them. And it's not that they're taking over the island. It's just that if you want some fried chicken, Hawaii is a good place for it, because these are not only free range, these are free. Like they're free to capture and they roam free. So these are the healthiest of chickens that you can get. I got no problem with them killing a noisy chicken. I got no problem with them killing an aggressively pecking chicken. The only thing that has to happen is they have to eat it. That's it. I'm 100% murder chicken. I'm 100% for pro-murdering of chickens. Unless the chicken gets the sniffles. Once again, here in Pennsylvania, a chicken got the sniffles. And they murdered 1.3 million of them for bird flu that humans can't get from chickens or their eggs. So where we have been experiencing historic egg prices, I get 3 dozen eggs for less than $7. And they're amazing, and they're extra large, and they're tasty and delicious. And once again, I cook them in Instapot, and they come apart with a little rub-a-tub-tub. They fall right off the shell. Oh, I love the Instapot for hard-boiled eggs.
I just used mine today.
Yes.
Not for hard-boiled eggs.
Well, we'll talk about that in a moment. So please, if there's anybody out there that has any way of talking to the government about the murder of these chickens, and the numbers are staggering, the amount of chickens that they will just murder, not even turn into food for other things, just murder and burn and bury 1.3 million chickens. There are not 1.3 million chickens in Hawaii. And again, I am pro-murdering chickens if you're going to eat them. Otherwise, they're just another
murder.
And otherwise, they're just another one of God's beautiful creatures, and you should let them live. Unless they're aggressively pecking at you, or they're interrupting your sleep cycle with some aggressive cacaoing, roostering. Hey, do you have another headline for me?
I do. Logan Paul's Pikachu Illustrator Pokemon card sells for record $16.5 million at auction. You ever just not been mad for being poor?
A fool and his money are soon parted. And whoever paid $16.5 million for anything having to do with any of the Paul brothers is a fool. Unless it was his brother. Because they got money. These two YouTubers have done a bunch of things and they've made a bunch of money over the years, and good for them. But mysteriously, if his brother buys the Pokemon card, they get to keep it in the family. Ha ha ha. And they get all of this nonsense publicity about paying for way too much. I could have AI create any Pokemon card out there, and I could have it printed on heavy quality stock paper, and I could frame it and call it an original and say I paid $1 billion for it. Doesn't mean anything. The thing about paying that much,
willing to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. The thing about paying for anything is it's only worth whatever anyone's willing to pay for it. Our friend Hal brags about being gifted an $80,000 carpet. It was part of the home. They didn't want to take it with them, and they just left it with him. And like, oh, by the way, that carpet's worth $80,000. And you know how much he sold that carpet for?
$7.
Zero, because no one's going to pay the asking price of $80,000 or $40,000. Even high quality rugs, and I've worked a couple of rug shows as a younger man. I understand rugs a little bit. I don't understand why anybody would pay ungodly amounts. The most expensive rug I own in this house right now, currently, is 27 feet long. It's a runner that's 27 feet long. It goes from one end of the basement all the way to the other, and it's just a runner. But because I bought 27 feet of it at once, it is the most expensive carpet I have in the house. I got some other ones, and the old Spanish mentality, when you've got a bare floor, you throw a carpet on it. So downstairs, we've got a lot of carpets lying around, and upstairs is carpeted in the areas that you want carpeted, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just, where were we on this? Oh, yeah. I think I've said everything I need to say about the Paul brothers. I'm pretty sure that they bought it by each other just to get the free publicity. You're not fooling anybody, boys.
You can't fool me.
Who is the richest YouTuber in history?
Not me. I also don't. I have a YouTube channel. I just don't use it.
Yeah. You have a lot of things that you don't use, and I wish you would use more. I need your help in promoting the show specifically to our Spain audience. I cannot believe out of the top 5 countries that listen to us, Spain didn't make the top 5.
I wear the hat. So it's funny because this has been a constant conversation recently. Is this community in particular, and you and I have dealt with this before when we would do the live remotes and we'd be out there and people were like, I want to come see you. Even people that listen regularly and are regular fan, and they would never show up. I'm like, I'm staying out here for nothing.
Morning coffees with us. It's just the 3 of us. Yeah.
Okay, we tried. But this community is so fickle. It's only gotten worse. There'll be something big that's happening and we will blast it on social media. We'll be going to each command telling everyone, hey, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. A personal invitation. I have left my office. I've gotten in my car. I've driven to you in the rain to tell you about this thing. I've brought you a flyer that you could put on your bulletin board. I've sent you a text to remind you, gone to the radio station, done all the things. And then 2 days after it happens, I didn't know that was happening. Are you kidding me? I came to you, I told you.
Do you think that's a funny thought there? Now, do you think our listeners, who, by the way, our organic audience are all people that you just described? They were all Rotarians. Is that correct? Rotarians? I don't know. Our organic audience was all from the radio show that we did in Rowe to Spain. And she's correct in everything that she just said, that this was a problem for years. No matter what we did to promote things, you had to drag people. They listened all the time. They talked about the show all the time. But if we said we're going to be doing this thing, specifically like our coffees that we did with the USO, I see recently they did it again. We started that. That was us. All right. You had coffee with us, but we couldn't get people to show up. That was great. It was more coffee for us. Good God, we drank a lot of coffee. and snacks, lots of cool snacks, but we couldn't get our audience to participate. And on the social medias, we have a hard time getting engagement. They're watching, they're listening, but we can't get them to answer the question of the week or to give us an outro. We just can't. They have other things going on in their lives other than us and the show. They listen to us, they watch us, but they don't participate. And that's been a thing for over 10 years. The source of the problem may have been we found our audience in Rowe to Spain. We need to cut them loose. All the Rowe to Spain people, you are no longer allowed to listen. Remember when we used to give out suspensions? Who did we do that to? We did that to we did that to the manager's, the producer's boss. The producer's boss spoke out of turn, and we gave him like a 2-week suspension.
That was destroying us during Sober October with his run.
Oh, Ben Medina is the person that we gave a suspension to, and the guy destroying us during the Sober October thing was probably Tim Uplinger.
I don't remember.
That's a guy who could run and run and run. He was running.
And he could lift all the weights and throw them around.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know this, but he's also a CrossFitter.
I do. That's where I knew him from.
Well, I know he was a CrossFitter because he would never shut up about being a CrossFitter.
My 5 weeks of CrossFitting.
It's funny now that he's getting older and he's in charge of people and he's like in a high-ranking position in the organization. And recently he swept the awards with his people. His people took all of the available awards at a ceremony, and I see my young and youthful friend has now aged to a point where he's old and senior and not as youthful as he once was. All right, so
I still pick you up and throw you.
So we're a little out of turn, but you mentioned something. Let's talk about it.
It's time to talk about cooking.
And tonight proved one thing. You know, all.
I mentioned hard-boiled eggs in the Instapot, which, by the way, only one slight deviation from the way that I used to do it. Half and half of water and white vinegar, but I also pierce the fat portion of every egg. I got an egg piercer. I put it on there and I poke it and I poke it and I poke it and I put it in the Instapot. I set it and forget it. When it's done naturally releasing, I take out the eggs. I put them in an ice bath. I give them time to cool down. And when I go to take the shell off, it is a crack in a roll and the whole shell comes off in one piece. I can de-shell a hard-boiled egg through my process faster. I can do a dozen of them faster than most people could do one the old way, where they're picking individual pieces of shell off. Nope. I do a crack, roll, and it slips right out. You got to get one. If you don't, screw all of these silly, you put the 6 in and they come out. Nope. They don't roll out. Roll out. But you, my friend, you said you used an Instapot recently. And what did you use it for?
I made beef stew tonight.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Okay.
I'm just going to answer the question and not give you more.
Yeah, I nailed it. No, I made beef stew in my Instant Pot tonight. It was great because I am not supposed to lift my shoulder up too high. And the manager had gone on a hike. So I was like, it would be really nice if I had dinner ready when the manager returned.
Was it a one-pot solution? Did you do it all in one pot?
Yes.
Talk us through it. Chunks of beef?
Yep.
Okay. 1-inch squares?
Top round, little squares. Yep.
Oh, okay.
1-inch squares.
You throw it in the bucket. Now, what's the next ingredient that goes in the bucket?
I salt and peppered it. So I put in the salt, pepper, and put my Instant Pot to saute.
Oh, yeah. An extra added option, yes.
It was super hot. Put the meat in.
Get that
nice
sizzle. Yeah.
Yep. And then while that was browning, I chopped my onion and potatoes. I cheated and just used baby carrots because who has time for chopping carrots?
Did you use your eyes while you were chopping these things, or were you looking at the camera?
I absolutely used my eyes. And I held them down on a cutting board and I used the knife to make my cuts.
Did you have your glasses on when you made beef stew?
No.
People want to see you cook.
So, yeah, I just got in the kitchen and started cooking. I'm not a good person.
All right, so you sauteed the beef, you throw that in, you throw in onions, and it's still while it's sauteing, so you're caramelizing your onions at the same time?
Yep. And then I put in my potatoes and my carrots, a little bit
of... What kind of potatoes did you use? I'm asking questions. What kind of...
The little baby ones?
Baby rounds, yes.
Those are nice.
Good choice. Baby carrots as well to save on some of the labor. Broth or water and broth?
Beef broth. No,
just beef
straight
broth.
up beef broth. Yeah.
A cup?
To water it down. 2 cups.
2 cups. Okay.
I like it soupy.
That's okay, but that's not going to create a lot of soup, I don't feel like.
It is fine. Came out fine. Well, I didn't measure my cups, to be fair. I squeezed it, and when my soul and my spirit felt hydrated with beef broth, then I was like, that's 2 cups. Some Worcestershire sauce, some Jardlic, and some tomato sauce.
Okay, Jardlic is a term I've never heard before. Can I just guess that it's garlic from a jar?
Yeah.
I love that. I'm going to call things Jardlic more often. You pop the lid on, you set it to the stew button.
35 minutes on high.
35 minutes on high. Natural release at the end?
10-minute natural release, and then the rest.
Okay. Did the meat come out as tender as you would imagine?
Yep, just fell right apart.
Not only does the Instapot, by the way, Instapot people, Instapot Corporation, big industrial Instapot in the sky. You want a commercial? I can make a commercial. It would sound like, no, I'm not doing another one. Big Instapot in the sky. We will definitely promote your product because we're both huge fans of it. Not only does it make the best hard-boiled eggs of all time, but when it comes to tenderizing meat, cooking meat in high pressure is a fantastic. It is the life hack.
Dude, some of the stuff, like, I think, because I will just do things the hard way and not put it in the Instant Pot. I'm super guilty of it. I see the recipe and I'm following the recipe, and then halfway through I'm like,
should have put it in the pot.
All this in the Instant Pot.
Yep.
We would have been done 45 minutes ago. But like, I do make one recipe where it's like chicken breast, salt and pepper on the chicken breast, throw it in the Instant Pot. And then I get a can of the spicy Rotel.
Yes, Rotel. That's what I was trying to remember earlier today.
Chuck that in the Instant Pot. And then a little bit of chicken broth just because you got to put liquid in. And then when I'm done, I use just the cream from the can of coconut milk in there. And it tastes like, I don't like chicken.
You do not like chicken?
My favorite thing. But you shred that chicken up, it's like almost like cheesy, creamy chicken.
Cheesy, creamy with a coconut twist.
Yeah.
That sounds so amazing. That sounds so good.
Can of coconut milk, a can of Rotel, and chicken breast, and a little bit of chicken.
I could not remember Rotel earlier. That's so funny you say that.
That's like 4 things, though.
I use water because I try to cut back on as much sodium as possible, and the broths usually have high levels of sodium. So I
don't salt most of anything.
Yeah,
so.
You don't have to if you're pouring liquid salt into your dish for amounts that your soul.
But I think a lot of people don't think about that when they're cooking. They're like, oh, I need to salt this and then I need to salt that. Like, if you cook your pasta water with the right amount of salt, you don't need to use much salt on everything else.
I think I was telling Brandon recently how I almost killed myself with carrots.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what caused your heart failure. I think that triggered it.
I learned how to cook, for those of you who don't remember the story, I learned how to cook Korean food. And one of the things you have to do with your carrots is you got to sweat them. And I used way too much salt when I was sweating my carrots. And I thought that washing the salt off would cure them. Wrong. So wrong. And I hate wasting food. So even though these carrots were soaked in salt and all the salt was inside, I still ate them. And my body did not like that at all. Don't try to kill yourself with a sodium overdose. Words to guide you. Hey, speaking of words to guide you and cool other things in the world, AFN satellite service is coming to an end.
Oh, yeah.
That means, I believe, if you are a DoD ID card holder, you can now watch AFN anywhere in the world.
So I don't know why you'd want to, but
because I miss AFN commercials. We get some apps here, and one of them is a free TV app, and I think it's called Tubi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Tubi plays commercials to cover their cost. I get that, but they also do 2 minutes of Tubi commercials, and the commercial's nothing but the Tubi logo going Tubi, Tubi. 2 minutes advertising themselves on their channel. Well, we don't need that.
I'm already here.
Yeah, I'm already there. I don't need that.
I'm always when I lived in my apartment, I had Spanish TV and I watched a lot of Discovery Max and whatnot. But
Yes, because there is an English translation for that.
Yep. I always appreciated the way they do the commercial breaks. All the commercials all at once.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
You could get up.
You could get up.
walk
You
away.
could go do things and come back.
I love that.
That was
I don't
great.
need a surprise commercial.
Plus, Spanish commercials are limited to basically blah, blah, car and perfume.
Yep. No one is telling me that I gotta tell my doctor about anything.
That blah, blah, car. People don't know what blah, blah, car is, but they had the stupidest commercials that were so funny. Blah, blah, car, blah, blah, car. But yeah, Discovery, it was one of the channels that you could English translate to. Basically, we had a SAP button for English in Spain. And the thing I hated about Discovery Spain, and I loved a lot of things about it, but they wouldn't allow Mike Rowe to be the voiceover for Discovery shows that Mike Rowe is the voiceover for. He is the narrator for Deadliest Catch. But the Spanish version uses a Scottish gentleman to do the same thing that Mike Rowe has already done. It makes no sense at all. And I slammed Discovery on this many, many times. Mike Rowe is the voice of Deadliest Catch, period. Not this strange Scottish dude who converts things to the metric system for no daggone reason.
That's not real.
Mike Rowe, they just brought in another 22,000 pounds of crab. And then there's this Scottish guy, and they convert that. And it's, yeah, I don't. You know I do bad sometimes. Sometimes I do good.
Tell me more about your range.
Call back. All right. Well, we have done all of the things. We don't have a question of the week going into next week. We can just carry over the last one. I don't care. I don't care, honestly. We try to engage you. If you're not willing to be engaged, I'm not trying anymore. We're at a stage in our relationship with the audience where I'm not going to file paperwork for an official divorce, but I am going to treat you like we are divorced. Either if you want to show up, you know where we are. If you don't want to participate, well, you know what? Go to bed. You know what's going on here.
Go to bed.
Yeah, I QC'd the 581 billboard yesterday. It is running from 9 until 4 every Saturday. And again, this is what I put out to the audience. If you get a picture in front of our billboard while it is up and running, on the next billboard, I will put your family on it. You give me
maybe they don't want to be on a billboard.
Oh, okay.
You know what you could put on the billboard? You know what you could put up there?
What?
Rupert.
Rupert and Zeus. We could do that.
And then Murder Dog in the background with his beady little eyes.
Yeah, we could probably do that too. AI can do amazing things, but for some reason, in the last batch of things that I did, it wanted to make you fat. And no, she can't be fat. She's done a great job. She's lost all this weight. She's punching things in the gagoolies. Which, by the way, another great video. Thank you. We want you to continue to provide stuff. It's good for the show that it's not always me.
The Gagoulies video is funny. And my boxing instructor,
yes,
he was like,
"Qui es Gagoulies?"
He had no idea what was happening. Because normally I tag him in the videos.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, oh, I saw that one. But he's like, I didn't know what was happening. And I was like, oh. So then I had to explain to him what the Gagoulies were and where he could find the information about Gagoulies.
Did he get a laugh out of it?
Why I had made that video.
Did he get a laugh out of it?
He did. He thought it was
And that is my voice that's saying Gagoulies?
It is you.
I love it. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thanks for joining us here on the Lunds B Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you are a great person today, we'll be an even better person tomorrow.
And don't forget that you are loved.
Thank you for listening to T-Bone and Chick Brew. If you enjoyed that show, you should check out the Jerome McClain Show, independent media that won't reinforce tribalism. We have one planet and nobody's leaving, so let's reason together. You can find the Jerome McClain Show at the same place you actually listen to this show. Give it a shot.
Gagoulies.
Gagoulies.
Gagoos.